What's up? When everybody gets on here, we're going to have a little discussion where you ask me questions and I answer your questions. I had a couple visitors yesterday who asked me a couple HVAC questions, and that's what I want to answer today. I want to live, and then we will discuss whatever it is you guys want to discuss today. Anybody that watches this video, thank you for being a patron. I really appreciate it. I've got a lot of videos on my Patreon, and those videos are for technician. Those videos are for aquaponics. So if you want to learn aquaponics, HVAC, check out my Patreon. Links in the description. If you have questions, ask me anything. Right now, I can answer any question about HVAC or aquaponics, whatever you guys want to talk about. Tell me where you're from. Tell me who's watching. Tell me what you got going on today. Let me know where you're from. I want to know who's watching. And if you guys have questions, HVAC related, aquaponics, well, anything related, just give me a call. Give me a comment. Give me a call. I'm headed back from Henry County. It's a few served now, and that kind of impedes my whole working process. What's everybody doing today? Got any comments? Some messages, live chat. All right, live chat. We got a thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Who's watching? Where are you coming from? Where are you at? What are you doing today? What's everybody doing? Hi, what is the hardest part about learning HVAC? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Camry Abes or Abs. I would say the hardest part about learning HVAC, man, that's a good question. The hardest part about learning, I wouldn't say refrigeration side, because refrigeration side, I would say electrical and learning how relays and everything works as far as 24 volts, learning how to read schematics and the relays and components in correlation to the schematic and how they work. I would say that there's a few different types of service techs out there. There's service techs that they know how stuff works, but don't know how to work on it. And then there's some that know how to work on it and fix it, and they know how it works. And then there's technicians who know how it works, know how to work on it, and they can also show you. So, what is your favorite color? That's a good one. My favorite color, I would say green. I like green, but then again, I like blue, so I'm stuck in between those two, green and blue. That's a good question. Unusual, random. I didn't think I would have that question. That kind of makes me laugh, but that's hilarious. Cookie lover. That's your name on you. That's awesome, cookie lover. Thanks for the question. Camry, I hope that's the way that you pronounce your name. Thank you for your question. I would say that it's got to do with electrical, learning how controls operate, learning schematics. That's it, really. Let me know what other questions you have. I hope that one answers your question. If you have video content ideas, things that you specifically want me to do videos on, I'll do a video for you. I've got a couple of videos that I've got to do on aquaponics that I've got to put on my Patreon for my buddy Andrew. He's wanting to know kind of different things about aquaponics, so I got to do that video in the next day or two. What other questions do you have? Are you planning on going to HVAC school? Or are you already in school? What do you got going on, Camry? Mr. K? I'm going to call you Mr. K, because I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, and I kind of really want to pronounce the name right. But ask me other questions, guys. What's everybody doing today? Cookie lover, what are you doing today? Welcome to the live chat, guys. I'm Tad, and I am in Tennessee. I'm near Nashville, about an hour and a half from Nashville, and I'm a general mechanical contractor. I'm a licensed electrician, plumber, HVAC professional, and every day I do service calls. I do 8, 10, 12 service calls a day, and it's residential mostly, and I do some commercial. And I love what I do. I also like music, and I I like to record my own music, and I've got a producer up in Nashville, and as soon as I get to where I have some time and some moolah, I'll be recording another song. Can't wait to do that too. What other questions do we have? Who's watching today? Anybody watching? Nobody watching? Okay, well, that's okay. What do you guys want to talk about? I am going to stream live for the next 10 to 15 minutes because I want to answer any questions that anybody may have, and hopefully everybody sees my live so that they can get on here and ask me questions. It definitely did answer it. I'm going to be going to HVAC school at the community college. I'm a female. Oh, that's fantastic. You're a female. That's awesome. That's great that you're going to school and you're a female. There are not a lot of females that are service technicians. What do you plan on doing after you graduate? Are you wanting to join more of the technical support side, field service representative side, distributor, work for a dealer, work for a wholesaler? What is your plans? Is it to offer technical support? That would be my question to you, is what type of career? Is it going to be on the manufacturing side? That would be cool. I would say that learning how all the components work together, learning how to wire them up. Remember, you have two sides of the line. Usually, if you have a single phase equipment, you got line voltage coming in, and then you got load voltage. So your line voltage comes in, and then you have your voltage that goes to your load. So if you have 230 volts, you got two lines, and then you got a ground. So yeah, definitely learn about your electrical, but I can do videos to try to help you in your training and learning. So just let me know when you start school. If you see something you don't fully understand, take a picture or take a, well, just take a moment and comment and ask me the question, and I'll help you. Definitely. That's awesome. How old are you? Do you have any background in electrical? Any HVAC background? What made you choose HVAC? Heating, ventilating, and air conditioning. Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. I like this going live. It's fun, especially talking to people and answering their questions. I feel like that a lot of people need help and they need somebody to guide them. Definitely didn't answer it. Cool. I'm glad that I answered your question, by the way. That's really cool. Glad whoever gave me the thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. If my buddy Jay's watching out there, Jay, what's happening? And if you guys haven't seen my song, Lettuce Like This, it's hilarious. It's about my lettuce. Check that out. And if you're feeling froggy, share that video. I would appreciate the videos a lot. I will definitely keep up with doing the videos. If you haven't seen my playlist, Tips for Technicians, check out Tips for Technicians. 19 years old. Wow. You're young. That's awesome. Really awesome that you're going to school. You're 19. I have my electrician apprentice license. That is fantastic. And that's one thing. I don't know where you're located at, whether you're in the United States or outside the United States, but if you have an electrician license, then that's right there is part of the requirements that you need to pull permits. Say that you go to change out a piece of equipment and you have to change out the whip, the electrical conduit, the disconnect, the breakers, well, usually not breakers, but maybe with the breakers, then you have what it takes to get your permit. So you've got your license. That's awesome. Very good. So you do have a little bit of electrical background, and that's something that's going to be very, very beneficial in working on equipment, because, you know, if you're working on single phase equipment, three phase equipment, you know the difference. You know that three phase equipment, when powering different types of motors, inductive loads, then you can have polarity issues. You know that all your windings need to stay the same when you're ohming out windings for three phase motors. It's not like single phase motors where when you're ohming out windings on single phase motors, they all have to add up. So I've been watching some of them. Houston, Texas. That's awesome. You have been watching some of my videos. I'm glad that you like them, and I'm glad that you keep watching, and I'm really glad that you're going to HVAC school. That's awesome. I hope I was an influence in that. And I would say that my advice to you is learn as much as possible. Always reach for opportunity, because in this field there's a lot of it, but because because it's all about connections. Somebody may need the type of equipment that you install, but they don't know you, and they don't know that you offer that. So I would say definitely try to get connections in this industry. Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Good luck. Good luck with school, and good luck with your journey in the career. Good career choice, by the way. You're going to be super busy. Of course, if you've been in electrical, you already know how busy it is. Do you still do electrical jobs right now? Are you still currently employed in the electrical, I guess, field and working for a company, or you work for yourself? Just curious. Does anybody like kombucha? Delicious. Absolutely delicious. I've been watching some music. You definitely were a big influence. That's fantastic. That's awesome. Glad to know that. And I take responsibility. That's awesome. If you need something, definitely let me know. I'm here to help. I definitely want to help. If you want, I'm working on it. Awesome. And hey, if you need my contact information, I give that out to any of my patrons. So if you haven't seen my Patreon, if you'll just go to my YouTube channel up in the right hand corner, there's a little icon. It's for the Patreon. Click that, go subscribe, be a patron. I'll give you my email, I'll give you my cell phone number. You can stay in contact with me. I'll help you through school. I'll help you with in the field service. I got some people that I already help in the field every single day. And it makes life easy when you got somebody to call. That is huge in this industry. It's just like having a dealer that offers equipment, and they have a distributor that they buy equipment from. And because they have, the distributor has tech support, field service reps, technical service reps, they have the luxury of being able to call. They can call them, hey, we have equipment recall. That right there, it needs a start capacitor, and we never put one on the unit, or it has a ECM motor, and those motors have to be programmed, and just different things like that. Gives you a better leg up on the game, and it can make your life easy. Prime example, I'm sitting on a job, it's 12 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, and I got one button that I have to push on the main PCB of a Samsung free joint multi, and because I don't push it, it doesn't run through pipe check, address, and then the unit doesn't run. So having somebody to call can make your life so much easier, and it took me forever to find that out. Learning the hard way, I think, sometimes is the best way, because you'll remember it. If somebody helps you all the time and they do the work for you, basically, you don't get as much. I believe through adversity, you learn the most. I believe through adversity, it builds you, basically. No, I didn't get employed yet, but I was going to a school and decided to branch out and just apply for my license. Okay, so you were going to school and you were going for electrician. That's awesome. Fantastic. So you decided to branch out. That is awesome. Fantastic. So now what you can do is, you've already got the electrical background. You get your general mechanical contractor's license, and then you can go replace equipment, or do new installs, or do renovations or remodels. You can go remodel a house, and then they say, well, we're going to add an addition. Well, hey, do you have anybody to do the heat and air? Because I offer that service as well. So while you do the remodel, replace the electrical conduit or whatever you're going to do, or install a generator, then boom. And that's another thing is generators, backup power. That's something I think is going to be, well, it's a huge market right now, but as we move closer to this, well, through this pandemic, basically, people are looking for backup power. They're looking for home self-sufficiency, self-sustainability. I think it's good that everybody have a garden, backup power, backup AC. I always recommend people get backup air conditioners just because, you know, it makes it so much easier. You know, everybody calls when their air conditioners are broke down, and they all break down during the hottest times and the coldest times. I'm going to look into your Patreon. That's fantastic. Thank you. If you support me, I really appreciate it, and I'll definitely make it possible for me to help you and be there for you. Hey, hey, hey! Heavyweight Camping. Nice YouTube channel name, man. Heavyweight Camping. That's awesome, man. Glad you're here, Heavyweight Camping. Glad to see you on my live chat. And glad you commented. If you guys can share this, that would be great. I don't have a lot of subscribers. Haven't been doing YouTube too long, but I've been putting out a lot of videos, and I'm hoping to help a lot of people. I hope I pronounced your name right. I really do hope I pronounced your name right. I'm glad that you straightened me out on the Camry. Is it Camry? I hope it's Camry. Let me know if it's Camry, if I'm pronouncing that properly. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions about HVAC, I'm here. If you have any questions about aquaponic systems, I'm here. Definitely go check out my Patreon. The more you support me, the more I'm able to give you the answers. I'm able to give you my contact information. I'm able to help. So, you know, you can be two things in this world. You can be helpful, or you can be helpful. And I definitely don't want to be hurtful. I want to be helpful. You know, if you were to stop and think about your life for a second, you know, if you were to look from the outside at you, what would you say people say about you? What would they say your reputation is? Is it good or bad? You know, I know it doesn't necessarily matter what people think of you, but you want to be known as somebody who's helpful and does good things. So, yeah. Plus, it's much. Sometimes it's hard to do the right thing, but you said it right. Camry, yes, I said it right. Awesome. Woo! Camry's here, and Camry's there, and Camry's everywhere. Sorry, I was racing, and it gets me pumped when I'm racing down the road, so sorry about that, Camry, if I embarrassed you in front of everybody. I didn't want to embarrass you. So guys, I hope you're healthy. I hope you're happy. This is Tad. This is my longest live chat and stream that I've done. It's 18 minutes, guys. I can't believe I haven't been booted off here by YouTube or a follower, viewer. Glad you guys have been asking me questions. Camry, thank you for all your questions. I'm here to help. Hey, hey, hey. It's Heavyweight Camping. Anybody else on here? Where are you guys from? What are you guys doing today? What's everybody doing? Is everybody healthy, happy? Are you at work? Are you off work today? Did you get the day off? What are you doing with your day off? If you're working, what are you doing? What are you working on? Camry, smiley face. Oh, laughing face. Ohio, Justin Johnson. Man, you're from Ohio. Wow. How do you become an HVAC technician? I missed the answer because I'm just now watching, but what is the hardest part about learning HVAC? I start school in August. All right, I'm going to answer Justin's question first. I did answer that. Camry got on here. She's 19, very impressive. She's got her electrician license, apprentice, and now she's going to HVAC school, so that's cool. Born in Tennessee. Justin, that's awesome, man. What took you from Tennessee to Ohio? It definitely helps. All right, so I'll answer the question, what's the hardest part about learning HVAC? The hardest part, I don't think so much is the concept, because once you see a unit working and you know the theory and all the components that are required to create the system, I think you'll understand it pretty easily. You know, all the pieces serve their function. But I would say that something that maybe would be the hardest part would be the electrical side, the components, the relays, how it's all wired in, how to replicate that. That's something you have to know, because when doing a process of elimination, to figure out what the problem is, you have to know the sequence of operations, and then taking into consideration the sequence and how things work, like A to B to C to D to E to F to G. You got to know all the components in the wiring, and being able to just in your head being able to know what needs to happen. That's something I think is a little bit hard. I would say that's the hardest part. You know, relays. You know, that was just something, it took me a little bit. But now, if I need to wire in a relay to call for cooling to turn a fan on, I can do that. Or if I need to wire in a zone panel and have the zone panel to connect to a couple dampers, or I need to hook a damper up, or, you know, just different things like that. I would say that, you know, the refrigeration side's pretty easy. You know, because your refrigerant, R22 or 410A, has the same pressures, has the same temperatures. You have a guide to go by. During 95-degree ambient conditions, 410A is 118 on the suction pressure. So low side pressure is 118. Depending on dry bulb, indoor dry bulb, outdoor ambient, that factor changes a little bit, but it's all going to be about the same. So once you start running out in the field doing calls, then you start to go on 20 or 30 calls and you realize things are about the same. So then it's kind of like autopilot, because you have that muscle memory, not muscle memory, but I don't know, fill me in on that. But I would say the hardest part, hopefully I answered that question for you, Justin. Let's see, how do you become an HVAC technician? Well, you need some education. I would say that going to school is a good thing. But how do you become an HVAC technician? You got to go to school. You got to go to school. And if you don't go to school, you need to be in the field doing service. I got to feed my fish, so we'll go in here in my aquaponics indoor grow facility, and I'll feed my fish. And then I got to go back to the office and fill out some paperwork and do some more service calls. But how to become an HVAC technician, that's a good question. I don't think I've ever been asked that question. You definitely need to be able to work on equipment. You need to know how to clean units, because maintenance is huge. And it's something that's not done like it should be. Guys, this is my house. Those are my dog's buddies. They're not out yet right now, but they'll hear me and come out in just a second. But we're going to go inside my indoor grow facility. I got a Samsung free joint multi. It's got a couple line sets there. It's a 3-ton. I love VRF equipment, by the way. I love variable refrigerant flow. I love Samsung. They're one of my major brands. All right, we're in the indoor grow facility. Let's turn the light on. Let's turn the light on. I cleared out my bed because I'm going to insulate the building. I need some more insulation. And this is where all my plants float in the rafts. And if you want to learn how to build this system, or how to maintain it, or what aquaponics is, check out my Patreon. Got to get some food. If you guys want to... Oh, uh-oh. Forgot to turn the alarm off. Ah! There we go. So yeah, if you want to learn about aquaponics, check out my Patreon. Let's feed these humongous koi fish. You want some good fish food? Laguna, all season. All right, let's see these fish. That's some food I feed them too. That's Azolla, water fern. It's called duckweed. All right. Pretty cool, huh? So these fish, they float in this tank and they feed my plants. I've only got a few plants in there right now because I've got to insulate my ceiling. But that's a wall mount air handler that I have connected to that condenser. And then this is a 4-way ceiling cassette. I hung it with all thread, unistrut, and then it's got the line sets coming into it. These are some pepper plants. I love pepper plants. And if you can see this, these are my roots. Look at those roots, guys. just floats on the surface. It's polystyrene. Wow, 25 minutes long. Anybody got any questions? I can't believe this live has went for 25 minutes. Born in Tennessee, Justin. All right, guys, fed my fish. I'm gonna go ahead and get back in the truck, and we're gonna drive to the office and find out. I got a couple videos to do today about Samsung. I've got error code E468, which is current sensor error, and I had to replace a main inverter board on a new 3-ton Max series Samsung unit. Here, I gotta put this down. I gotta get this fish food and wrap it up. Where is my... There it is. It's a lot of fish food, ain't it? I love aquaponics because not only is it a way to lower the pollution that we cause in our environment, but it's also a way to conserve the natural resources that we waste. We use so much water for natural, traditional agriculture. And this right here is a way to use 90% less water, 10 times the yield, because per square foot versus traditional gardening, it's like 50% more efficient. All right, alarm back on. Let's get out of here, guys. Let's skedaddle. 27 minutes, man. I can't believe this. I've been streaming so long today. I hope I get the hours that... Oh, hey, there's Jack. Hey, Jack. What are you doing? What are you doing? Where's Buddy at? You having a good day, Jack? It's a record for me. And there's 5 people on here. All 5 of you, I love you right now. Hope y'all are having a good day, man. If you're not, think about this, man. You were created. You're alive right now. And that's pretty awesome reason to be happy today. Check out the shelves real quick. My lettuce grows fast. I keep it stocked in the back. All right, we're almost at 30 minutes. I'm gonna stop by my house, get some water, and then I'm gonna get back to work because I like it a lot. Any more questions before I get off? Any more questions? Born in Tennessee, no more questions? Nothing? I've had quite a few questions. I'm really gonna think about a couple of these questions that I answered. You know, like the one that says, you know, what's the hardest part to learn about HVAC? I've got a instructor who is a very good friend of mine. I'm going to ask him that question too. No more questions. I'm going to wait 10, 20, 30 more seconds. If we don't have any more questions, guys, I bid you farewell. I'll be back on here. I'm going to go live around 5 o'clock, actually 4:30. So if anybody wants to see me on here, ask me some questions about HVAC, I will be here to answer your questions. So this is Tad with Tips for Technicians, reminding you, I'll keep you cool if you let me.